Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special treat for you today. I convinced Micromancer himself, the man, the legend, to comment on our game that we played in this tournament. I actually learned a lot myself listening to his recordings, not just about Wyrmblade, but also about positioning and timings, and it's really good stuff. I hope you might enjoy it as well. If you don't know who Micromancer is, he is a StarCraft 2 Grandmaster who came to Kill Team and brought a lot of his thinking, strategizing into this game. He 3D scans a lot of his stuff that he models and paints, so you might actually have seen some of his TTS content without knowing it was from him. But yeah, he's an amazing pillar of this community now. He won this tournament, he placed second last command point tournament, where he played his Hunter Clade, which wasn't even good at that point, and then lost to Ace. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. So grab your popcorn, it's gonna be good. Should we start the session with like a minute of silence? Because of the nerf right before the...
Oh, it's okay. I'll live.
Why you? I'm talking about the gun drone.
Oh, the gun drone.
I wanted to charge you first turn, that was my play. Now it's just like...
Yeah,
too damage.
okay.
Just...
Minute of silence for the gun drone ram.
Thanks so much. Did you build all these maps?
Shane and I did most of them.
Good job, eh? Good job.
You been having fun on them so far?
Yes, it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
is this one? Yeah, I'm really like pissed off by this. This is just 0.2 inches too far away from the job zone for my grenade dashes to work out here, like this corner.
Right.
But
well, I won't be too sad about that if that blocks you off. But
that's about everything I have to complain about. The 5 maps, I really like them. Really good job.
Right.
I have a 5. What's it gonna be?
Let's block your grenade dashes off then. I'll take blue side.
Ooh, nice models. So you painted them and then you scanned them and...
Yeah, and then you play with them.
Can you do that with the normal foam, the 3D scans? Or?
Yeah, you can. The better the pictures, like the easier and like better the scans will look. Good banter here at the start. Always be careful for those melee drones. Very scary. We're seeing the muster here. Pretty classic from the Pathfinders. The big decision is whether you take the recon drone or not. He's opting to take it. It's a good move. I can also see dropping it to take more activations. Locus and Sanctus sniper. With my muster here, I've got the Flamer. I'm bringing the Locus and the Sanctus sniper. In hindsight, I feel like the Locus was a mistake. I think I'd be better served with the Killer more. Power Marble Pistol. But you live and you learn. I think here. Yeah, Wyrmblade is it's a little tricky. Lots of teams really rely on getting like attacker or defender. Wyrmblade defends better than most teams. Because of their cult ambush, they still have a few models they can place after seeing where the opponent ends up. So they don't have the same disadvantages for taking defender as a lot of teams. Right.
So 4 times high marker light and one guy has to be +1 marker light if the target already has one.
A spotlight on the flamer, a climbing rope on the grenade launcher, and then 2 blasting charges on 2 of the basic guns. This is pre-grenade nerf, so you can see I'm running 2 blasting charges. I think post-nerf, dropping a grenade or 2 and bringing some extra climbing gear is maybe a touch weaker, but not much. I think Wyrmblade's fine without grenade spam.
That means if you can fit, my gun drone can charge you through it as well, right? Be aware.
Thank God for that nerf. Thank God. Flamer and a blasting charge guy into hiding. Flamers are good in reserve. Without benefiting the reserve models benefiting from cult ambush, you really want models that aren't as reliant on those rerolls. So like for example, the grenade launcher isn't a great model to put into reserve anymore because it's just going to miss a lot of shots. The flamer is hitting on 2s anyways, so it's going to be pretty reliable if it is shooting. I think everybody's spaced out on the front line. I don't think you can reach my back line. Yeah, and everybody concealed because Wyrmblade.
I have an announcement to make. Jenna, what just happened? You got titties out, hon. What's going on? What did you do? Are you okay? Cover your titties up. No.
If you guys haven't met Tom, he's
Jenna started following me on this stream.
Hey Tom, can you mute? He's a Kill Team 1 legend from Kill Team 18. He was a pioneer of Imperial Guard play. Funny guy.
Ready?
So, wait, critical over the orders if I missed anything up. These are both. This is one, okay.
He's spaced all his models out really nice here.
Transpaction,
Both of us have. We've spaced and
the country.
tried to make sure we've hit in as much as we can. Being sure to space out of any blast plays.
My recon tone supplies a free dash.
Okay.
No, I think I want you to go first.
This is maybe the first mistake from him. He should know that he's given me a shot against his gun drone here at least.
I'm gonna pass.
You don't want to give the other player first turn if they have a instant kill.
Well, good luck, man.
Yeah, you too. Good luck, have fun.
I think my first activation, I'm gonna take, because you're not actually going to benefit from the extra activation at the end if they just eliminate one of your activations at the start. We're also seeing him put a fair amount of models in engage. Wyrmblade likes this. We've got a few tools for ignoring obscurity to get at those engaged models. And because we can just keep ourselves concealed, we can kind of pick up a few free kills right away. And if we stick to heavy cover ourselves and play really clean, we're not going to give up many shots. So I think Pathfinders would be better served in this matchup, going heavier on the conceal and relying more on their silent guns and maybe an infiltration scouting option to do their damage, and just try not to give up free targets to the sniper or like the mining laser who can flip back after slink into darkness. Okay, he'll slide to there and activate his icon.
So let's take the drone controller here. And the drone controller is just not doing anything except for placing 2 marker lights on your heavy gunner.
Okay, I'm just gonna check where the line is on this guy, because I think I might have a shot. Yeah, there's a few pretty tight measurements in this game. I think this was the first one that came up. A pretty narrow shot, just not quite as obscured as he thought he was. Relentless. And this is what I was talking about. A mining laser going off can kill most Tau models, and then flip back to conceal afterwards, so he doesn't become a target himself. So if you get into a straight up gunfight with Pathfinders, you're just gonna lose. So whenever you're in a matchup where you feel like just trading isn't gonna go your way, you have to really play smart around the points. Take the free shots whenever you can get them. Try and scratch a lead. But you can, if you watch how I make my moves at the beginning here, I'm playing really cautious. I'm passing a lot of models at the back. We're going to keep a lot of distance from him. We don't want to give up shots. We're going to stick to the heavy cover to avoid those level 5 marker lights. We're going to keep our agents way back until after his Montka. The threat range he has while he still has access to Montka is just too large. So you're going to see me keep a lot of important models back, and then after we get closer to the end of the turn here, I might drop the reserve models in a little more forward to try and grab some points. A pass on my leader.
My Blooded is gonna go here. I think I put it on the neophyte here. Good to the right, so I can definitely see you.
Okay, and I'm just gonna pass my Locus.
Pass on the weapons expert to the right.
Yeah, we'll just drop the flamer. He'll like drop in over here and then do a little dash. So this is wrapping up to be a good first turn for me. About everything I could ask for, a few free kills, and I'm hoping to get a bit of a points lead at the start here. If I remember, Marv denies me this with his recon drone. Yeah, here it is. This is a great model for him to do this with. It has enough hit points that it's not really scared of my reserve models, so it can kind of bully me off that point, plus it's close enough to be a really threatening model for next turn. So that's a great move by Marv there. Okay, he's gonna go over to here. it can be a mistake to respect the reserve models too much and let the Wyrmblade player kind of like run away with a points lead turn 1, and that's the perfect model to be moved up the board like that.
With a move and a dash because he has AP+1.
Okay.
Stay there, right at the corner, and throw a fusion blade at the sky.
Okay.
And your last move.
I think I'll just replace that guy. Don't want to let you get too ahead on points here, so.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. You had first initiative, I think. Where do I want to? I think this is a good place to play the Monka.
Okay, so here comes the Monka. Most players are going to use it turn 1 or 2. If I can survive this turn, I'll be able to be a little more aggressive with my agents. And he's got a nice move here, I think.
With the second action, do the analyze. 6. You have 3 marker lights still left. Oh, there's a gun, so I can reroll the 2 and the 1. There's a no cover rule, so you can't retain 1 auto, but I think you're not even in cover. So that is 2 criticals and 2 normals.
Okay. He's been really good about using his marker lights, and just making sure that models always have those tokens like ticking up on them.
4 dice. And he can, oh nice, he rerolls 3. And that's 2 criticals to normals.
Yeah, okay, it's gone.
But I think he's just gonna try to be.
That's a really nice start to this turn for him. Okay, what I'm gonna do is pass the leader. Because I don't think you have any other big moves to make.
My drone controller can see this guy. He's gonna mark him twice. Oh, that's
Okay.
not the right
I'll take
marker
it.
light. And then he's
Okay.
gonna activate the recon drone again, or a dash.
Yeah, so we're going back to a bit of a passive play. We're trying to wait out his Monka turn here.
Okay.
Again, he's won initiative and made 2 really good moves at the start here. And so we're gonna keep passing models at the back so that we don't give him any other shots that he otherwise wouldn't have. And just make sure that we're not giving up too much too fast. Model retention's really important on this mission because there's a lot of points in the middle of the board, turn 3, 4. So we'll move him now. He's just gonna run over to here. Out of the heavy. Stay alive. Yeah, once those light cover guys start picking up marker lights, rotate them into heavy cover. Really trying to prevent those free shots from the marker lights. So we'll go to there. So this is his grenade that he's using.
Uh-huh.
Cult ambush reroll.
And that is a dead assault review.
We'll pay a CP, and we'll slink this guy. As the Wyrmblade player, it's important to be, especially in this matchup, to be slinking every turn, leaving guys unengaged. They're just going to get picked off by level 4 marker lights. So you need to be using slink every turn just to try and keep that model count there. Otherwise, Pathfinders will just kill everything and run away late game. I'll run to there. I think now that his front line's moved, I can be a little freer with my agents. Even with his Monka range, I kind of know that this is a safe spot for him. I'm hoping to push him back a bit for next turn. Even though the Locust isn't terrifying for him in this matchup, he still has to respect the double charge potential, and he can't leave a double charge set up for me for next turn. So it just limits the amount of models he can kind of have close to objectives in the middle, having the Locust behind that wall there. With Writhing Ingress, he can make his own door in that wall and just walk through it.
I think he's gonna change his order. Go here and do the action. The triangle.
He'll recon. Yeah, this guy's silent, this guy's silent, this guy's not gonna shoot. So you're not gonna give me any engaged targets yet. So we'll just do the Soul Sight Familiar and the target vulnerability onto the recon, and then shoot. Spend a CP and reroll a 1. A little bit of a low roll from the sniper. That's okay. I still really like the sniper in this matchup. Ever since the level 5 marker light nerf, is just the perfect kind of like counter shooting model. You know the Pathfinders are going to have to engage at some point, and that's just going to give him free kills. Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark this guy, the brute adept.
Okay.
Disappearing behind the wall.
Cool.
Maybe he doesn't need to move to do something else next turn.
I'm going to use Coiled Serpent for free from the leader. And then I activated my icon earlier, so I'll get full rerolls on this. So I think we're finally going for looking for the kill on the recon drone. Okay. That's 2 crits, AP1.
So 2 dice?
Yeah, 2 dice. You'll need double 6 here to save.
Yeah, no.
To live. Okay. And then
Yeah. Okay, so that clears off that objective.
Let's get as much obscurity as we can.
Bring my marksman to engage. Oh, but then he leaves his point as well. I did the same mistake. That is stupid. And I even had the movement with the blooded. He could have easily stood right there.
Yeah, he's made a little bit of a mistake here. He hasn't rotated a model onto his back objective, allowing the model that was holding that to rotate into the center. So now he has to make a choice between taking the center or his own.
So, end of the round, I'll get 1, you'll get 2.
Yes.
So it's a little tough for me, falling behind in points, but we're hoping to make something happen now that his Monka is done. There's kind of double points on those center objectives for these next 2 turns. So we're really hoping to focus on the points at this point and make a comeback here.
You don't have anyone concealed at the moment.
Yeah, please don't tell my family.
5, 6, 7, 8. So you're gonna have last. I've got a J2 though, so you're gonna have last move.
Just kind of sorting out how many models are dead, who has activations, who's gonna have last moves. Very important things to keep track of. There's a lot of pressure on the player who doesn't have the last move or 2 in a round.
Yeah, this heavy stubber is gonna move to here. He'll shoot the marker drone. I'm just gonna rotate so that my leader can see me. Stick my big gun out. Yeah, okay, so I can see my own gun. 5 dice on, I'll be able to reroll 1s from Ceaseless, and then I'll reroll something else from Cold Ambush.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no hits, but I get to reroll everything. Oh my god.
That's 10 dice, 1 hit.
Let's hope for a 4. There's a 4. I will activate my leader. You're gonna put 2 marker lights on your heavy gunner and shoot with the second activation. Sketch 4. These 4. Oof. So you can reroll 1 of them.
Mm-hmm.
1 critical, 3 hits.
Ooh, I got 2 critical saves. I'll survive.
Still 8 damage.
Still 8 damage. Oh, right. Pathfinders.
So round 3, what you really need to be doing on this mission is moving your back line up so that you can have models to contest the center objectives turn 4. So not only do you have to hold the center, but you have to set up to hold the center on the last turn. We both have pretty extensive back lines. You're going to notice me at the end of this round moving my back line up, and he should be doing the same, but I think this might actually be one of the biggest things in the game, and that's him holding his gunners at the back this round.
I think he can.
He's pushed up flat against it, as flat as I can, I think.
But does this line touch? Does this line touch the wall?
So I think it's, well, okay, you know what, it's like super tight, it's right on the edge, and I don't think, you can't go straight there anyway. You have to jog around there a bit.
Okay, fair enough. Then let's do something else. It is gonna mark the brute adept, this guy.
Okay.
And then fly. Right.
This brute adept for... It's gonna charge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
3 on 5, 3 on 4. Okay. I'm gonna implant you.
He's gonna walk 3 inches to here, and then another 3 towards the fence, and then from there he's gonna give him a +1 APL to the marksman.
Marksman. Okay.
This guy.
Yeah.
So my sniper didn't have a shot this turn. Again, this is a heavy gun that wants to sit at the back shooting, but it's also a 3 APL model that needs to be contesting these center points. In the end, like I was saying, it's the objectives that will win you the game more than killing models at this point. So he's setting up for turn 4 here.
I don't have to.
Come on, you can do it. Oh, okay. You got him. Okay.
So you can see how my back line's empty at this point.
Yeah, so there would be space for you to stand even if you did that. But you would have to charge me to be that.
Right. Yeah, I would have to charge you.
Let's do that. Sorry, can I quickly check the order? Just this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to switch him to engage. How did you get that? I think I'm blocking.
Oh, I swear. Did you have this guy's position saved? I swear right before we placed him down that that the edge of your circle wasn't... Yeah, I really thought it looked like there was room there.
Again, another tight measurement here. So yeah, we're really trying to contest. I'm hoping to score both objectives this turn to close and reverse that lead.
It's back because I think I moved in a straight line and I would have to cross this.
Okay.
I would need to
Okay.
move around. So we can move back. We can move
Okay, thanks.
so you can pass.
I don't think we'll fight though. Too big of a point swing to risk against that arm.
Oh, your sword is sticking out. I could mark your sword. Switch to engage. Go into obscure. And from here, mark your locus.
This is good for him. Even if they're still in heavy cover, you should still be marker lighting the agents when you get a chance, so that when you get a chance to shoot them, you have good odds on getting the kill.
Yeah, we'll just charge, not fight. We'll just take the points this round.
He's still got models left to activate, so I need to use the locus at this point to just use his 3 APL to take the points. And that's because I'm playing from behind here. I know if I go into the last turn still significantly behind, I'm not going to be able to turn this around. So even if the locus doesn't pick up a kill, that's not as important as actually scoring here. And it's essentially a suicide move with the locus, because Marv still has CP in the bank, and he still hasn't used Worthy Cause. So he's going to be able to have initiative if he wants it this next turn. So I would expect Worthy Cause to be coming out here and finishing that locus.
No, you're good. There, so before I forget, I'm going to reveal Sabotage. Because otherwise I'll forget.
Okay, let's roll something high.
I'm going to play Meticulous Plan.
No, I'm not gonna play it.
So it looks like Marv still has a lead. We're going to the last turn. I have to score some secondaries, and I have to score primaries this turn.
Did we forget anything? Yes, I want to play my Worthy Cause. Then this guy, the marksman, activates, and he is gonna do the disengage dash for 1 CP. Just a tiny bit back. And he switched to engage with the 3rd marker light on 2s.
Okay.
He can reroll 1 because of
Yeah, so this is death for the locus here.
Man, is it worth it trying to roll?
You need to save.
It's like, if I roll a 6, I win the game, I think. Okay, so he's gone. Okay. So this guy goes here, sabotages.
Not sure if this makes sense. Yeah, going sideways.
So this is a mistake from him. He doesn't know this, but one of my secondaries is capture hostage and infiltrate. But his models were so close together here that I wasn't able to get the distance I needed from his other models to score it, but moving this last model up is opening a possibility for me to score my secondaries here, in addition to my implant secondaries. So maybe a slight mistake from him.
4. 4. Yeah, the leader will go to there, and we'll fight the blooded, because the leader can see themselves, so she'll use Coiled Serpent for free. Okay, so I got 3 crits and a hit.
I have 3 rolls and
I'll hit you for 5 and stun you. Take away your hit.
he's dying.
And then I'll implant you with one of these and then kill you.
Okay, communication specialist activating, putting 2 things on the heavy gunner here, and second activation is gonna give the Shazui
Okay.
+1 APO.
Okay, you know what? Let's take this heavy gunner.
Yeah, so you can see now that that other model isn't at the back there, this guy can charge around to the back of that model on the point and get far enough away from the drone to score capture hostage
2
here.
crits, 2 hits.
3 dice.
And I'll reveal capture hostage and infiltrate. I'll score 2 points off that.
So we're doing what we need. We're scoring secondaries.
He's gonna
Kind of some clutch turn 4. A decent number of my secondaries involve being close or in melee with Pathfinders, which is it's a hard thing to accomplish sometimes without getting murdered.
The Shasui's place.
But it looks like it's finally happening here, turn 4.
So
Again, he's got lots of models on the board, but you can see from last turn how few of them are close enough to those points to actually stand on them.
2, 3.
I feel like if his backline had moved up last turn, this would have been his game. Because there's still 4 points in primaries in the center for this last round.
1, 2, 3. So the farthest you can get is here. So if I run my sniper.
And this is that sniper that instead of taking a shot with last turn, I moved up to help contest objectives this turn. We're going to see a really tight measurement here. I remember this one.
Have the movement to clear my 1-inch ring.
It's going to come down because he has 1 model left, or maybe he's got a few models left to activate.
Stay on the
And he needs to... I'm trying to hide the sniper from a model that's in his backline. So how far behind that cover he can get while blocking this guy off from just walking onto the point with his 1-inch ring is really important here, because if he can't tuck quite enough, he's just going to get shot.
you can go to spot.
You'll see us talking about TTS rounding errors here in a second.
I could try to cheat it by going. I think you went a bit too far from the wall away. So I could go like this. 1 inch. 2. Ah, come on. Then we have 3.
Just make sure you hit this corner here.
Oh yeah, true. So this would be 5. Six, and from here 3. So to not be within, I could touch it. So I think you need to stick out a bit further with the guy. This would be the maximum I could go. To still be on the point. Perfect.
Yeah.
Low place.
Looks like you have to be here. Just because this is really close, so I know TTS does some rounding errors.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so if you measure by going like 2-1 and then back to 2 every time, that actually gives you like, and you do that measurement over and over again, it adds up.
Okay.
Something significant. So let's do this measurement. So if you do one measurement going 2-1 to 0, do the next one going 0.9 to 1.
So like an average.
Yeah, just because this is a super tight measurement, I think it might decide the game here.
Okay. So,
Thanks.
what do we have? 1 inch going right.
Yeah.
Across. Then the next one going over.
So while you are staring in disbelief at this madness happening right here on the screen, there's actually a move that could have won me the game right here.
Coming from line again.
I didn't see it back then, I just noticed while editing. And I wrote Micromancer and he didn't see it either, so... Can you spot it? Do you know what I mean?
Oh. Five. Six. And then 3.
It's funny how there's like such a little thing. Like in the end, the difference in the end spot is maybe like 0.1 or 0.2 inches different. But just the way cover lines work, that can end up making quite a difference if it's the make or break from whether another model can hit you or not. Yeah, you can see here, it gives me enough to tuck back, which swings my line far enough away that, yeah, his gunner at the back can't hit the sniper. You can see I've made a mistake in this interaction at the top here. If you notice his drone on top of the tower there, and I have a neophyte in melee with it, when I made that charge, I thought I was within fallback distance of that objective. I was looking at it from the wrong angle, and I never double-checked, and not being able to make that fallback almost lost me the game here. That's why I'm forced to make such a tight move with the sniper at this point. It's always good to remember to like vocalize stuff like that. If when I had made that charge, if I had like said out loud that like I was doing it with the intent to fall back there, we could have double-checked the measurement at that time and agreed that it was possible or not, and then I wouldn't be in this tough spot. But this is actually a good example of a game where both players are being held pretty tight to exact rules. And I think this is a great example of how to do that, like politely and friendly, but still be firm on, both players are still being firm on what's fair for them. I think it's a really good example of like what a competitive game should be.
6, 7.
So it is pretty close, but I think you were a little ahead. So I think if you measure, you feel free to measure closer if you want, but I think you're going to end up farther back if you do a really tight measurement.
Let's give it one last try.
Okay. You gotta come out at like a bit of an angle, just because of how you're pressed up against it.
Like this?
So because you're pressed up against it, you'll have to match this angle. You know what I mean? Because you have to move in a straight line and you can't go through it.
Okay, and the 1 inch is the minimum distance I have to move?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then I probably can't make it. Because the last time I measured quite straight. 7-second charge and not really. No. No, I don't think there's a way. So my move is going here. He marks your leader. So he is at 2. And he shoots. And I can reroll them.
Okay, leader's gone. You just have this guy in the drone.
It would be so cool to have my Transpectral still alive. He could
Right.
from the guy.
You've got your 4.
His Transpectral model, that's the one where he made a slight mistake on his obscurity line, turn 1, and lost it to the mining laser. It would have honestly made a huge difference if that model was still alive at this point. It's a great late game model for who controls objectives.
I was thinking like to charge you with a marker drone and then kill the locust.
Yeah.
That would be the play of the game.
Worth a try.
He will move right into the open, say hello to everyone, activate the drone. And the drone is gonna fall back. And
Yeah, really, really tight game. I guess some wrap-up thoughts from the Wyrmblade side. Pathfinders, I feel, is our toughest matchup. We're a shooting team at our core, and Pathfinders just do it better, and they have more models. So you're going to be, whenever you're in a situation like that, you need to look for small advantages when you can find them. Really rely on your like flipping back to conceal tactics to try and get just kills instead of trades. You're still going to lose the model game in the long run, so you have to play the points game. Really focus on knowing like where your secondaries come from and where your objective points are going to come from, and point everything towards those. Things I learned, there were a few moments I feel like I would have liked the Kellermorph instead of the Locust. So I think going forward, I'd be running the Kellermorph and the Sanctus Sniper in this matchup. And then from the Pathfinder side, I think he played a really clean, really good game. A few mistakes, I think, strategically. A few too many models on engage turn 1. A really good Wyrmblade player just isn't going to give you that many shots. So having like 5-6 models that can shoot is being pretty optimistic. Relying on your silent ones and the scouting options for your initial aggression, I think will serve you better. Because not only are those engaged models potential targets like turn 1 for some Wyrmblade shenanigans, but at the beginning of turn 2, you still haven't had a chance to flip them over, so they might still be targets at that point for the same thing. Like, for example, anything that the Sanctus Sniper can see that's engaged, he just has to see a little glimpse of model and he can kind of take it off the board. So if you're offering a lot of engaged targets, he can kind of get 2 free kills, which are a little unnecessary. And then the other mistake I think Marv made here was just like we were talking about with his backline. I think he had 3 or 4 models that were still sitting behind that heavy cover at the back, just looking for shots on turn 3, when really they should have just pushed up. Wyrmblade doesn't have enough long-range shooting to really punish that, and you can see how tight this game came down to at the end. If he just had one more model within striking distance of that other point, the game would have been his. So yeah, it's I think those are my closing thoughts for this game. Big thanks to Marv for being a great opponent, and I had a ton of fun playing this game, and big thank you for putting out content like this. I've really enjoyed some of his other videos.
Thank you so much, Micro. That was epic. I think I have some homework to do till we meet next time. Have an amazing summer, everyone. I hope to see you soon. Stay dangerous.